The RLCS is always filled with exciting moments, but there are some days that really make you sit back and ask yourself, what am I watching? And that question can either come from incredibly impressive performances and incredibly disastrous moments. So in today's video, we'll be highlighting some of these performances and moments from the most recent European Qualifier. Now, the first moment we're going to be taking a look at is actually going to be an entire game from the perspective of Joyo, as he was extremely impressive throughout this entire event, but particularly here in Game 5 of Oxygen Series against KC, Joyo really showed up, and I'd like to go ahead and show this off and just kind of discuss what Joyo does so well that makes him so dangerous on the field. Now, one of the big things that we'll notice throughout this replay is just how patient Joyo is, and the fact that he only really goes for plays when it is advantageous for him to do so, and otherwise he just kind of maintains a nice steady pace around the field, and he doesn't throw himself into any unnecessary positions. So we'll go ahead and watch this through. We're already almost a minute in and nothing too crazy. A little bit of a dive-in challenge there, perhaps. But now you can see he's just going to maintain nice, steady speed. Okay, we see we have an opportunity. Let's keep that ball close and go for some outplays here. And that's another really big thing that Joyo does really well, and especially does it a lot in this match here, where he isn't necessarily looking to put the ball in the net. He's looking to take the ball around the first player challenging him, and then take it around the next player challenging him after that, so that he can continue to maintain possession. But even there on the backboard, we see some nice patience, not diving in, go up, get that challenge there, we can recover back, nice and easy. And we'll go ahead and maintain some nice patience once again. Again, keep the ball close here. Go ahead and get back to it. Try to take that ball around Vatira. Just can't quite do it, but not the end of the world. We rotate back nice and smooth. Early jump up into the air. Again, keep the ball close. Focus on taking the ball past the first player. Go for the 50. Can't quite get past the second defender, but all well and good. Ball right back into our own corner. You can see, though, that we're not throwing ourselves out of position unless there's a reason for us to do so. If there's an opportunity for a challenge, we're going to take it, but otherwise we're just maintaining nice patience, looking to see where the play goes, and successfully playing off of that information. So if you want a playstyle to emulate in your own games, this is one that you can absolutely look at, because yes, Joyo is super mechanical, but he also is very smart in the decisions he makes. Again, trying to keep the ball close there to try to take it around Rise. Doesn't quite work out, but it's the idea of maintaining that possession that makes Joyo so dangerous on the ball. Again here, looking to keep that control. Recognizes, okay, we get beat. Let's go ahead and just rotate back, make the early wall read. Patiently on the backboard here, we can maintain possession. Over the top of Rise, and now here's the big moment. Not trying to put the ball in the net, just trying to get it past the defense, and it works out perfectly as a goal for Oxygen. In that situation, Joyo could absolutely try to take that 1v1 and go for the goal, but at the same time, he knows that if he just plays the ball past the defense, he opens up the net for his team to be able to finish that play off. And he knows that he doesn't have to be the one to score, he just needs to put the ball in a position where his team can score for him. Again, up into the air there. Not going to be able to get past a toe in that situation, but now we're on kind of control situation where we don't even need another goal, so we're going to be extra patient here, making sure that we're not diving in unnecessarily, and we make a great read off the wall there to go ahead and slot that in for the 2-goal lead. Good quick read from Joyo there. Definitely not the easiest read to make on those bounces in the corners of the walls, but well done by him to go ahead and get that goal without much issue. Good early jump here. Just waiting. Again, you can see just driving. He's not flipping, he's not boosting. Unless he needs to go somewhere quickly, he's just maintaining some nice patience. Perhaps a little bit of an ambitious challenge there, but works out all the same. Oski has the control across. Joyo going to be able to pressure forward, and then this is a play that I really like. We're actually going to take a second just to look at this. So, as this ball gets pushed downfield, Joyo knows that Ato is gonna go ahead and just get this touch off the backboard. Maybe Ato goes for the double tap, but Joyo is just playing for the initial touch here. He jumps up, and now the question for him is where can he put this ball to be the most effective? Well, based on where Ato is positioned, he has most of the entire net covered. So the only spot that Joyo can really go is right back where Ato is coming from. So with that knowledge in Joyo's head, he could shoot this to the far right side of the net, but since he knows that's what Ato is probably expecting, he instead keeps it on the left side, shoots it right to where Ato is jumping from, and makes it so that it is pretty much impossible for Ato to get that save, and that's still the same mentality of just get the ball around the defender. If it's in the net, fantastic, but we need to play that ball to a spot where it actually goes around the defense, as that is our #1 priority. Get the ball around the defense first, worry about scoring second. And with that, this fantastic game from Joyo comes to a close. Actually hasn't even gotten MVP in this game, but he really did do a fantastic job of putting his team in positions to be successful by the way he controlled the ball. But now let's go ahead and take a look at another moment that was even more shocking. So we couldn't really talk about this first European qualifier of split number 2 without pointing out the absolute disaster that was Team BDS in Game 7 of their series against Resolve. So we'll be picking things up here in the final minute and a half. So far in this game, M0nkey has been playing very patient. That's the player we're on board with here. He's been in a lot of good spots, just applying some nice pressure to the opponents, not doing anything too crazy. Good save there from Drawley. M0nkey gonna go ahead and pop the ball downfield, and here's where we're gonna see our first incredibly unfortunate moment. So M0nkey lands here, and I think he might have thought that he needed to jump a lot earlier than he did, but he's gonna jump super early here, and it's gonna mean that he's gonna have to use this flip to put this ball into the net, which theoretically a player of M0nkey's caliber should be able to score this no problem, early jump or not. But somehow, even with as good and solid a player as M0nkey is, he unfortunately just bangs this ball directly into the crossbar. Now, a very important point to this is that M0nkey tends to be a very emotional player, and this, to this point, was an extremely emotional series, as BDS is currently 3 games in to a reverse sweep in a best of 7, with only 1 to go to secure the series. So emotions are already riding pretty high as we enter into this Game 7, and missing an open net like that and throwing away an opportunity to tie the game is only going to make those emotions run a bit hotter for M0nkey. We notice as he landed there, he actually had a brief pause of movement. It's very subtle, but right about there, he just stops moving for a second. And in the first part of this game, M0nkey was playing very controlled, very sensibly around the field. But after this mistake, we're gonna notice that he's gonna get far more aggressive in his challenges, as well as in looking for demos on the opponents. And it's just a bit of an interesting thing that we see here, where he kind of switches up his playstyle completely after making a mistake, which isn't necessarily the best thing for us to see. Because right here, we're immediately going to go look for demos as we land. Rotating back very quickly here. Drawley with control, and you can see M0nkey already cutting across the field. Again, cutting across to look for the ball as early as possible. Running forward now to look for bumps and opportunities. Good pass over to Drawley, and here's our second situation where, you know, the entire team of BDS gets on the train of missed open nets. And this is a good pass midfield from M0nkey. Drawley goes up, probably has to put this ball where he does because of Razir's jumping. If Drawley puts this lower, it's very likely that Razir's gets a touch on it. So unfortunate that this one goes into the crossbar. But now this is the big one here. Yes, M0nkey's on low boost. So again, not the easiest situation to be able to get a goal. But if you look at the position of the defender in net in Ivan, he basically has absolutely no chance to make any save at all. As M0nkey runs onto this ball, Ivan is literally in the air. So if M0nkey simply puts this ball on target with any power at all, it's more than likely in the net. Unfortunately, he just blasts it directly into the crossbar, and that's incredibly unfortunate. So now M0nkey gonna go ahead and pressure Ivan off this ball, allowing Exotic in, and unfortunately Exotic is gonna join the crossbar club. And again, I can understand that one a bit because he did think he was going to have Ivan challenging, so wanted to keep that ball high to try to get it over the defender. But just an absolute tragedy that all three players on Team BDS had an opportunity at the net, and all three of them banged the ball directly into the crossbar. So definitely an unfortunate situation. M0nkey gonna recover back quickly though, still have time. The important thing is Team BDS need to keep a cool head about themselves. They've already fought through quite a bit of adversity in this series, so what's a little bit more to get through in order to get this win? M0nkey letting Exotic come forward, Razir's popping the ball forward, Drawley with a push ahead, Exotic with the initial challenge, and M0nkey again committing to that aggressive playstyle is gonna get the bump and allow the goal to come through for Team BDS. With 13 seconds left, we have a tie game, and this is going to lead to our last incredibly exciting moment of this event. Final 10 seconds, Drawley pushing through the air, Exotic faking the challenge, trying to get Razir's to do something. M0nkey will push in here, and now we want to flip over to Kash for this final moment. So, 3 seconds left, ball pretty much needs to stay in the air at this point. Kash finds himself with only 41 boost. Not a whole lot of boost to play with in a situation where you need to make a good play on the ball in order to get it into the net. And yet Kash has absolutely no issue with getting into the air, avoiding any kind of bump on the ground. Makes this first touch with 9 boost left in the tank. Now, I don't know about you guys, but there's not a whole lot of players who would be able to make a touch outside of their opponent's box with 9 boost so perfectly that they barely need any boost at all to follow up the double tap without the ball touching the ground on 0 seconds. I don't think it was talked about enough just how incredible this goal was in the moment to utilize that boost absolutely perfectly to be able to put that ball in the net. If Kash had just like 12 fewer boost, there's every chance that he's not able to make this play. But that just goes to show how important every single pad that you pick up on the field is, because it can be the difference from scoring the 0-second game winner and finding yourself in overtime with an energized Team BDS still fighting for this reverse sweep. So we actually get to see both sides of the coin in this game from Team BDS and from Resolve, where Team BDS just could not finish their opportunities. Resolve make use of the few chances they get to take Team BDS out of the event and move themselves on to the semifinals. And although both Resolve and Oxygen had fantastic moments here in the quarterfinals, they unfortunately could not carry those same results through to the semifinals. Oxygen did have themselves a very good showing in the semifinals. They unfortunately just could not finish the series after starting it off very strong, losing in Game 7. Resolve, on the other hand, found themselves probably riding an emotional high going into Championship Sunday, and they came out very flat in their semifinal match. Presumably the emotions of doing this well in the quarterfinals, causing them to not be quite as focused as they would have liked to have been in that semifinal. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, feel free to join my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. Thank you.